Welcome to the channel, Gaming Army, and if it's your first stop by the channel, welcome to you as well. This video finds us diving back into the deep end of the pool with the Ultimate Challenge series. This video is going to feature a look at the Sunspider hero, the Ambush. Now, this is a 70-ton clan mech, and as you can see by watching the montage in the background, I am absolutely getting my ass kicked in this thing. And that's because it's the Ultimate Challenge series. For those of you not familiar with the rules as to why I call it the Ultimate Challenge series, let's go over them real quick. So basically, I am taking a brand new mech to the battlefield in pure vanilla mode. I'm not allowed to make any changes to the mech itself, no changes to the weapons, no consumables, and I am not allowed to unlock any skill points on these mechs. It is pure vanilla on the battlefield, and I do this for two reasons. Number one, I want you to see what you're going to get into taking these mechs straight to the battlefield with no alterations. Number two is I want to do a fair evaluation of what the mech is and or what it could be in its strengths and weaknesses, again without any alterations, and maybe identify some places where you can make improvements of your own. And at the end of the video, I'm going to rate this mech on our rating system from 1 to 5 turds. And you'll know just how bad this is to take to the battlefield in vanilla stock loadout. So, as we dive into our discussion on the Sunspider Ambush, we're going to let a couple of drops play out in the background. This first one has us playing Conquest mode on Grim Plexus, and we're going to start our review where I like to start all reviews, and that is, what is it that I'm working with when I hit the battlefield? So popping the hood on a vanilla Ambush, you can see our weapons loadout is 4 clan ER medium lasers, 2 clan Ultra AC-10s. That gives us a 44 Alpha, which is not that impressive for a 70-ton mech. We do have a top speed of 81 kph, which is respectable, and our heat delta is 1.47. So out of the gate, we've got good maneuverability, got decent heat dissipation. It's that 44 Alpha, which is a little light. Now, you can add some additional burst damage with those Ultra AC-10s by double tapping, but I'm concerned about how many times you can double tap before you really start to rack up the heat. I guess we're going to find out. Now, one of the other things that I really like about this mech is the placement of the weapons. They're very high on the mech. Your Ultra ACs are in the arms slightly above cockpit level, which is nice for that vertical peaking up over the horizon. Same thing with your ER medium lasers. Those sit just below cockpit level. So basic rule of thumb is if you can see it, you can shoot it, and you don't have to expose your entire mech. Getting into the action on the drop that's playing out, as you can see, I've gone for the Fox 5, Fox 6 hill. I wanted to push as many enemy units out of this area and off of Sniper Hill, as it is affectionately known. Now, we've managed to do that. A catapult bugged out along with something else, but this Nova has decided to stick around and make a fight out of it. So I'm quickly moving to help my teammate engage this Nova that is very hurt. His back is open. Let's see if we can get some back shots in. Not quite, but we do manage to open up a right leg. Left leg is weak. He's facing us now, not giving us the back per se, but both legs are open. If I sweep one of those legs, yep, there we go. Now he's a whole lot slower and easier to hit, and even though he focused me, that allowed my teammate to circle into the back and get the kill. So now we control Sniper Hill on this map, and we won't have them shooting long-range weapons at my teammates who are more towards the buildings in the center of the map. So I'm coming around. I want to add some fire support to my teammates down below, and there is a stealth unit somewhere. You can see those cell phone bars showing up, and yep, there it is. Looks like it's a Pirate's Bane, so we'll get some shots and on him, see if we can drive him off, and maybe we can go into pursuit for at least a little bit. I've got the range on the weapons, decent speed, and where did he go? Okay, he has managed to fully bug out. We'll have to reacquire him later in the match. Our current score is 9-7, so we are ahead on the kills, but we are way behind at cap points at this stage of the game, and it could come down to a scenario of win the battle, lose the war. So we'll see how this plays out. We're hunting down enemy targets. I'm swinging back towards Theta, really looking for that Pirate's Bane. Not sure where he went to, but this way hopefully I can add fire support and dive onto Theta for the cap. 11-7. We have one more enemy unit to grab. I'm heading for the cap zone, but it is too late, and the enemy is going to chalk up a victory on cap points for this one. So switching over to our end screen, we wind up with no kills in this defeat, 6 assists, 521 damage done. Moving on to our next drop, this one has us playing Domination Mode on Canyon Network, and as this drop plays out in the background, we want to continue talking about the Sunspider hero, the Ambush, and we want to talk about what else this particular mech and chassis is going to bring to the table in the way of quirks. So obviously, since this is a hero mech, you're going to get that 30% C-Bill bonus, which means all hero mechs are really great for farming C-Bills because of that bonus. But what else does this chassis bring to the table? Well, let's take a quick look. In the quirks department, we find a plus 15% to ballistic velocity, minus 5% to energy heat buildup, and we've also got some minor base armor quirks of plus 5 to plus 10%. And speaking of armor, hopefully you noticed when we took a peek under the hood the fact that this particular mech doesn't waste a lot of unnecessary armor points on back armor, which also is a nice little boost to this in vanilla form. The question comes down to is, what can this mech be, or what could it do with skill nodes unlocked? So that would improve things like your heat dissipation, it would give it some nice armor buffs, it would also lower those UAC jam chances. Remember what I said, the double tapping can give you some burst of extra damage at the cost of heat, and also, as you noticed in that first drop, of getting your UACs jammed. So this could be a very, very interesting mech after it's just simply skilled up. If you have a favorite build or loadout with this particular mech, feel free to post that in the comments below, as we're all looking for different builds to try in our mechs. Now, getting back into the action on this drop, a couple of us have shot out to the right-hand side and pushed their units out of any long-range sniping positions and more towards our main forces. So now the battle is in that Charlie 4 Delta 5 area. We've been able to take a good position on high ground, and oh my, it is a target-rich environment, and this is where not having consumables really, really sucks, because that would have been a perfect place for a UAV and an arty strike, or possibly even an airstrike. But alas, we don't have any. We've got to rely on doing it the old-fashioned way. And if you're enjoying the video to this point, give it an old-fashioned thumbs up. And if you really, really like it, why not consider joining the Sleepless Nights Gaming Army? Just hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss out on any great content like this. So far, we have really gotten ourselves into a pickle now. Score is 6-7, but I'm stuck on this right side. I'm a little bit separated from the rest of my group. The good news is, instead of reversing their rotation and coming straight at me, they are still focusing on the main body of my teammates, and that is allowing me to get a lot of unanswered shots in on the enemy units. There's a couple of Corsairs. In fact, here comes one around the corner. Let's get some shots in on him. Oh, he's got Rex. racks for days. So we're going to duck into cover here a little bit just to let him pass on by so that we can pop up again. I want to leverage as much of my horizontal peeking as I can here, because if I can use the terrain in front of me for cover, that's going to mitigate a lot of the incoming damage, like that Corsair who was trying to rack me. So now it's just a question of picking targets like, oh, I don't know, that Wolfhound. He has got to go. If I can get some shots. Oh, that's a better target. Yes, an enemy Corsair who is open CT. That is a delightful target to focus on. And here we go. We're going to get him to turn, look at us, and punch through center torso. That's the second kill, our first being the Kit Fox in the low ground. But I think it is a little too late for me to come back, as I am last man standing, and I know they're going to focus me, and down I go. But switching over to the end screen on this one, we've managed 2 kills, 3 assists, 762 damage done, and that earns this mech a 2 turd rating.